Welcome back, everybody. Today's Wednesday for me. I'm doing some modifications and fixing on the car. I told you I'd do an update video on what I found on the car and why it was running like total dog shit for a good couple months. Come to find out, it was a coil wire, or a cam positioning wire. Apparently it melted itself to the cooling line that runs right beside it and caused it to melt the insulator, and it grounded out to that line, and that line ground to the block, etc., etc., and it caused the car to run stupid. Along with, at a hole in a coil wire, it was black. I had it, but I don't know where it went. I do have the coil wire here somewhere. There's the coil wire. I'm gonna flip the camera around. Here's the coil wire. See where that burn spot, there it is. See that? That was grounding off on the block. It burned a hole in it. So luckily I had a new one in the house, swapped it out along with new coil wire, plug wire that goes from the coil to the distributor cap on the driver's side, because it comes outside the spark plug covers to a coil. And yeah, it was also grounding off on the block. Fixed those two things, put new distributor cap and rotor on it, because if you remember from the intake video I broke the distributor cap where the coil wire goes. I went ahead and replaced all that. This car runs smooth as silk. So it's running great now. Now I'm trying to fix a height issue. My car, show y'all, sits a little high in the rear. Yeah, if you see in the inside, it's messy. And a little low on the front. I measured everything. Let me grab that paper. I measured from the ground to right here on this point of the fender. Oh, give me a second. I got a lot of junk in the driver's seat, and that's where I threw my pen and paper. There we go. Camera again. That's my measurements. They are way off on height. That's where I want it, 25 inches even from the ground to the fender. Left rear is 26 and 2 notches on the measuring tape. Front right is 25 1/4. It's a 1/4 inch taller on the right, and the passenger rear is 25 3/4. So we're gonna do a little work there. But as you can see, sorry, neighbor over here wanted to talk real quick. He's got a nice little Challenger right there. But as you can see, we got to do a little bit of adjusting here. And if anybody knows, I run max speeding rod coilovers on my car. They've been on my car for over a year. I've been happy with them. I've done quite a bit of adjusting on them, changing springs, you know, playing with them. I even changed my top hats bushings from the rubber bushings to urethane, because the rubber ones wore out. That is a common issue with those coilovers. A lot of y'all are like, oh, they break. Yeah, if you don't change your bushings on those things, yeah, they're gonna break. But anyways, I'm not trying to lecture. I've done a lot of maintenance on them. I've changed springs around. I got 12 kilogram springs in the front, 10 kilogram in the rear. Car rides beautifully. Urethane bushings on the top hat, and they're skunk bushings too. But right now we're gonna do a little bit of modifications to the rear, because with the 10K springs, it doesn't give you any adjustment to go lower, and where they're sitting right now lower is maxed out. So I'm gonna show y'all the process of making them lower for what I found people were doing with them, and we're gonna give it a shot. Hopefully it works. It should work. I don't see why it wouldn't. We're gonna try to get at least another 1.5 inches of adjustment. I want it to be 25 inch. I want this car to be level all the way around. Tired of it sitting like it is. It's high in the rear, low in the front. It's just all uneven. The car is just not, to me, I don't like the way it looks sitting wise. So we're gonna pull the rear coilovers off and go ahead and start on them. I'm gonna take them to a friend's shop. Hopefully he'll help me out, and let me use this table saw. We'll cut the 1.5 off at the top of the bottom piece of the coilover, and then re-screw it back on and stick it back in. But I'll be showing y'all the process, so hang in there. Alrighty, not rushing today. I'm just taking my time. I got all day, and I got a second car. I know on one of my, I think on one of my pictures, somebody on my on the forum said nice Honda Accord. That Honda Accord's not as nice as you think it is. The car over here. I'm gonna zoom in on it. Oh, I won't zoom in. But yeah, it's not so nice. It's a good daily driver. Gets us where we need to go. It's got AC. Everything works in the car. It's just it looks like shit. But right now we're working on my car, and where we're at. Tires are off. They're back there. Back seats are out. So next process is taking all 4 bolts to get the coilovers out. I'm going to try to loosen up those jam nuts first. But this is what we're planning on doing. If you look in here, you see that tube's very, very long. What we're planning on doing up here, I'm going to take off roughly about that much if I can. But that still gives a whole lot, because I believe that's threaded all the way down. So I'll find out once we get that off, and I'll show y'all. But I plan on taking off a good 2 inches off of that. That's going to give me the adjustment I need to get this car sitting where I want it. The front still has plenty of adjustment, but, and yes, they're kind of dirty, but I got Megan Racing control arms on this car. Not on that one yet, but that one's coming. I do got the 2 fronts. But we're working on those right now, and we're gonna fix that to where I have way more adjustment. And on top of that, I don't know, I might leave the spring adjustment where it's at, because I like the way it rides. But we're definitely gonna be trying to get this car to sit lower. So that's the process right now. We're gonna go ahead and get those out and get them apart, so we can get the rear end sitting about another inch lower. Well, on this side it's going to be 3/4 of an inch lower, and that side there's going to be inch and a quarter lower. So we'll try to get it where I want it. I'm trying to get 25 inches all the way around on this car. That's the goal for today. So let me get those out. Everything tore apart. I'm going to show y'all. Shit, camera got a little light. There we go. Everything tore apart. Coilovers tore apart. We got the bottom half of the coilovers off. I'm gonna show you all that. It's 4 inches of thread in there. We're gonna cut 1.5 inches, so it'll leave us 2.5 inches of thread, which I don't think will be a problem. That'll give us 1.5 inches more lowering. And this is the coilovers. Only 4 inches of thread is holding that together. And we're gonna fix the bottom piece. There's the urethane bushings, and we're gonna go see my friend and get this thing cut and try to get it back together. We're back. Just got done getting these things cut. We had 1.5 inches cut off, and now we're about to start putting it back together. But it looks like right now, show y'all what it looks like right now. That's them. They cut 1.5 inches off the top. I had to take it to a friend's shop to have him clean the top off of that. Actually, he let me borrow his tools to clean the top off. But we got them looking good, and you can see these are where they were when we first started. There's quite a bit of adjustment right there still. We want it to go lower, but I don't want to go that low. I just want the car to sit level. So we're gonna get those back together and start putting them back into the car, and y'all get to see what it looks like when we're done. Good morning, everybody. This is next day. I know I normally don't do a video in 2 days, but had stuff come up yesterday, but we did get the car done. I'm gonna show y'all what it looks like, because I dropped it a little more than 1 inch in the rear, but I measured it from pinch weld to the ground, and surprisingly the rear end's still about 1/2 inch higher than the front. The front's 5 inches from the pinch weld to the ground, and the rear is 5.5 inches. But you know how it is on these sedans, these wheel wells. The wheel wells are lower in the rear than they are in the front. That's It's weird how they do that, but all cars are that way. But shoot, it looks good. I like it. But it worked out pretty good, cutting off the ends of those things, and it left plenty of room in case I ever wanted to go lower. But I don't want to go lower. The state I live in, these roads are horrible, and lowering this car just cause problems, especially when I got kids and I end up driving places with them. So, but I'll show y'all what the car looks like. The car looks really good, already lowered now, and it's where I want it. So I hope you like it. I think it came out good. Looks really good. I like it. Car's sitting where I like it now. It rides nice, and surprisingly, it actually improved doing that. Improved the ride quality because I was able to adjust my spring load on my springs a little better than I did before. So, made an improvement in how the car rides, the ride quality. Yeah, it lowered it because lowering it in the back kind of lowered the whole car some, but I mean. Low car life, you know, you gotta get used to it. But I'm happy with it. So hey, if you guys like what you see, I hope this video helped y'all. Some of y'all might consider using these coilovers. Like I said before, it's just a matter of maintenance, man. Any coilover is that way. You got to be able to keep up with the maintenance, keep things lubricated. If you got bushings on them, they're going to go out. You're going to have to replace the bushings. You got to keep an eye on those things, because if you don't keep an eye on those things and you just put them on drive like you would do in factory coil or a factory strut, you're asking for problems, because you're going to fuck your car up. You got to keep an eye on your car and keep up with your stuff, especially if you're lowering it, modifying it, trying to make it look better, trying to make it go faster. You know, go fast parts put a little more wear on motors than they do in their stock. It's just aftermarket suspension pieces put a little more wear on bushings than if it were stock. You just got to keep up with that stuff. I know a lot of y'all are like, oh, max speeding rods, you know. Well, at the time I didn't have the money for the $1,000 BC coilovers, and I wanted to see what my car looked lowered. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go with these because they're cheap. Almost a year and a half, 2 years later, they're still on my car, still going strong. Yeah, I've changed bushings. Yeah, I've changed springs around. I'm happy with them, man. They ride nice. So, and that's my point of view. I know everybody has their own point of view on things. Don't ride me hard on that. Don't not like me because of it. But I mean, hey, it's my car, man. I gotta live with it. Something happens, it's on me. I still have my factory struts, so I mean, if something ever happens to these, yeah, the car's going back up in the air until I can get the right ones I want. But anywho, if you like what you see, please subscribe to my channel, like my videos. It helps me out, so I can give y'all good content. We got the car meet this Friday, so I'm gonna try to get video of that, and I'll catch y'all later. Have a nice day.